Welcome class. Today again we are going to assemble here with the new chapter with the new topic, and today's topic is lines and angles. And already we have some basic ideas on this. Lines means what? When you are getting some numbers of points and they are placing in a collinear position and you are joining them, that is called line. But it have different kind of meanings. When you are joining numbers or dots lying on the same plane and you are joining them, okay, and it is a straight one and it can be extended to any direction, that on the opposite direction to any length, that is called line. It is called line. So if I am naming this one as, like this point I have named A, this point I have named B, how can we present this one? We can present it like AB and both side, that means both arrow headed it will be. So it is the symbol to present a line. But when we are going for the geometrical work, we need that particular length of this line. When you are going to construct in a triangle, or if you are going to bisect a particular line segment, so what does it means? That line segment. Segment means a particular area, particular length. It have a fixed length. So what it will be? If you are looking for a line segment, in this case, what it will be? That fixed length between two points. Okay, if I am naming this point is P and this point is Q and I am adding these two, what I am getting? It is Q. So what I am getting? I am getting a fixed length. That is called line segment. So how I can present this one? In short, we will write it like AB and it does not have any arrow on any of the side. So it is PQ we have named. So it will be PQ. And this is the symbol we are putting here. That means one bar only. Now, it's okay that it have a fixed length. Then what will happen if it have one end or starting point, but it can be extended to one side? What you will tell? Suppose here in this point, one line has been originated from this point and it is extended to this side. Let mark this name, that is R, and any point on that is equal to S. And it is extended towards the S. Okay, so what it will be called? It will be called as ray. So what will be the symbol to present this one? Here we have put the name RS and its symbol will be like that. And towards which direction it is extended? That means where that arrow is. So based on that we will put the arrow on this symbol of this ray. Its name is ray. Now, what are the use of these things you have? Let's come to that part. When we are taking two rays, they have originated from a particular point, that means in the same point, and extended to different direction. What they will form? If you are getting this kind of any situation, okay, let's come to this situation. If we are taking two rays which originated in a particular point, okay, this is the point. From here one ray has been originated and it extended to this direction. Another one originated from here and extended towards this direction. So the format we are getting, that is called an angle. It is called an angle. Okay, how can we name this one? For that, from where they originated, this point is called vertex. This is vertex. So let's name this one. If I am naming this one, one point I am taking here P, and that one, that or where they originate, that point I have marked as O, and this side that arrow is extending, that one I have put here Q. So what will be the name of this angle? Here the name of this angle will be, this is the sign of angle, it will be PO. It will be POQ. Yes, always whatever direction you are using, if I am writing, it is same as angle QOP. Only what the main thing will be same, that is the vertex. It is always in between, or you can present that angle by only O. Okay, so this is the important thing while you are going to write any that symbol of any angle, or you are going to present any angle. Now, when we are coming to that topic, let's discuss about what are the types of angles. Yes, the first one. If you are looking for any angle, you might have drawn these angles by using the protractor. When its measure is less than 90 degree, that kind of angle is called an acute angle. Okay, so when the measure of any angle, that is called less than 90 degree. Any angle whose measure is less than 90 degree and greater than 0 degree, that is called an acute angle. Okay, now if the measure of any angle is exactly 90 degree, what we will tell this one? It will be called as when the measure of any angle is exactly 90 degree, that is an angle whose measure equal to 90 degree, it is called a right angle. Okay, when the measure of that angle which is greater than 90 but less than 180 degree, what do you call? It will be when that measure is, let it be that angle whose measure is more than or greater than 90 degree but less than 180 degree. It is called what? That is equal to obtuse angle. Okay. Now, after that it's okay. If any angle have a measure of more than 180 degree, what do you tell? Or if first, before that, we should know if that measure of an angle is 180 degree. What do you tell? 180 degree means what? It will be a straight line. This is the vertex. So, its name will be, if its measure equal to 180 degree. So, it will be a straight angle. When the measure is more than 180, okay, let it be like that. This is the angle we are looking for. Yes, this is the angle. This is the sign of angle I have put here. So this one angle, it is more than 180. So when that measure of that angle more than 180 and less than 360 degree, it is called what? It is reflex angle. Okay, these are the type of angle. Okay, let's come to that different part where we will work with the different type of angle. We are not going to discuss about that reflex angle. Okay, so here we will discuss some related angles. Related angle means what? When we have two parallel relation between two angles. Like if you are talking about the first thing we will discuss on that. Suppose you have asked for the complementary angle. What does it mean? That means when the sum of any two angle, we are talking about that sum of any two angle whose measure will be exactly 90 degree, that is called complementary angle. Okay, so when it is not necessary that they should be adjacent. Okay, so if one angle has been given 30 degree, then what will be the complementary angle of 30 degree? Yes, because in this condition you have to go for that their sum should be 90 degree. So what it will be, if one angle, measure of one angle has been given 30 degree, then that other must be 60 degree. Then only it can be a complementary angle. They can be a pair of complementary angle. Okay, so let's come to that related angle. Okay, the first one we will discuss about the complementary angles. Here, complementary angle means when the sum of two angle is equal to 90 degree. The only one condition, our condition is what? Sum of two angles is 90 degree. So, what are the situation it can have? Like one angle, if suppose one angle has been given 40 degree, then what will be the other one? Okay, for example, let's take, for example, if one angle has been given 40 degree, then what will be the other one? Obviously, the other one will be 90 minus 40, that is equal to 50 degree. That means this kind of pairs we are getting, like we can give lots of example on that. If one is 30, another one is 60, this can be one pair. If one is 40 degree, another one is 50 degree. If one is 27 degree, what will be the other one? It will be 63 degree, like that. Okay, now you tell me, suppose one angle is 45 degree. Okay, what will be its complementary? In this case, the complementary of 45 degree angle will be 45 degree. So if you have asked in which situation or in which measure that complementary of an angle will be equal, for that you have only one answer, that is 45 degree. Okay, let's come to the supplementary angle. What do you mean by that? Supplementary means the sum of two angle will be 180 degree. Okay, in next bit we are going to discuss about the supplementary angles. Here, what is the condition we are going to follow? Sum of two angles are 180 degree. So, in which situation you will get, suppose one angle has been given 75 degree. What will be the supplement of 75 degree? In this case, what you have to do? Suppose one angle has been given 75 degree. So, its supplement must be what? Its supplement must be, as the condition has been given that sum of two angles are 180 degree. So, supplement of 75 degree is equal to 180 minus 75, that stands for 105 degree. Like that, if you have asked in which situation that supplement angle of one angle will be equal, that means that angle and its supplement will be equal. Yes, in which situation it is possible? If that measure of that particular angle is 90 degree and its supplement must be 90 degree. So when the sum of two angle has been, that is, it is the property of that supplementary angle, that sum of two angle must be 180 degree. So in this situation, when the measure of one angle is 90 degree, its supplement must be 90 degree. Okay, let's come to the adjacent angles. What do you mean by the adjacent angles? Adjacent word means what? Adjacent means they are sharing something. They are staying side by side. Adjacent means they are staying side by side. Okay, let's come to that part. In case of adjacent angles, I already told that they are staying, or they are as they are positioned, they are in a certain position that they are sharing something. They are staying just nearby. So how you can say that two angles are adjacent? For that you have some condition. Okay, I am going for one diagram. Let's see. Suppose two angles has been given like that. Okay, this is one angle. This is the arrow. This is the arrow. This is the vertex and this is the another arrow. So this is the another angle. Let's name this one. It is AOB and let it be D. Okay. Here in this situation you can see that angle AOB and angle AOD, I am telling they are adjacent. But why you will be agree with me? For that, what are the conditions you have to follow in this situation? Some conditions are there. The first thing, they should have one common vertex. Here we have a common vertex O in this diagram. Okay, so what is the first condition we will follow? They should have common vertex. They should have common vertex. Okay, the first condition. Then second condition, they should have one common arm. Okay, here in this case, which is the common arm, can you tell me? Yes, that is OB. OB is the common arm they have. See here, first one, if angle I am talking about angle AOB and another angle AOD. In this case, in both the angles we have one common arm, that is AO or OA, whatever. So the second condition is one common arm should be there. Okay, now another condition is also there, that is their non-common arms should be in different direction. They will be extended in opposite direction. Okay, let's see. Here that non-common arms are, which are the non-common arms? Here OB and OD. They are the non-common arms. So here you can see OB has been extended towards this side and OD has been extended to that side. So this condition also fulfilled. So let's write non-common arms should extended in different direction. Yes, here in this diagram we have fulfilled, we have got all these three conditions and all these three condition has been fulfilled. So in this situation we can say angle AOB and angle AOD, they are adjacent. So what will be our conclusion in this case? Our conclusion is angle AOB and angle AOD are adjacent. So the next topic we will discuss, that is linear pair. What do you mean by that? Okay, already we have discussed about the adjacent angles and we have come to know that what are the conditions it should follow to be two angles adjacent. Now we will discuss about the linear pair. Linear pair means pair, that means two angles are there and how they are placed in a plane surface. That condition we will learn. Okay, so for a linear pair, the first condition, they must be adjacent. The first thing, that is they must be adjacent. But another condition is, here the linear pair is a pair of adjacent angle whose non-common sides are opposite rays. Yes, first condition should be approved. And rest, let's come to the discussion on that. Here I have taken two angles. Here each have three rays. First one, these two rays make one angle, that is angle 1, and another one is angle 2. Okay. And in second diagram, if this is the first diagram, in second diagram I have taken one different one on. Okay. See, earlier I have told you that they are this first condition, they should be adjacent. So what was the condition to be adjacent? The first one, they should have a common vertex. Yes, both the cases, in case 1 and case 2, in both the cases they have common vertex. They have one common arm. Yes, they have. And that opposite arms should be, that are the non-common sides, that should be extended to the different direction. Yes, that condition also fulfilled. Here OR and OQ, they had extended in different direction. Here OD and OA also extended in different direction. But that first case, this is a linear pair, but it is not a linear pair. Why not? For that, the another condition you have to do, that is always the sum of these two adjacent angles who are lying in this situation, that two adjacent angles, they should be 180 degree. Here you can see by observing this diagram, it's that sum of these two angles, it's not possible to be 180 degree. But here they are placing in such a way that they have make a straight line. Here you see these two angles placed in such a way that their sum makes that these two angles is exactly 180 degree, which is not possible in this case. That means that always if these two angles are adjacent, they may not be linear pair. When they will be linear pair? If their sum is exactly 180 degree. The two adjacent angles when together make a straight angle, that 180 degree, it will be linear pair. Let's come to the vertically opposite angle. Okay, you all are very much familiar about the intersecting lines. Okay, so if you know this one, that means if I am talking about the it is vertically opposite lines. Intersecting lines means what? When two lines intersect each other, that means one line pass through other line, okay, and they will make one intersection point. Let's make, if I am marking this one as X and let it be P, let it be PQ, one line is PQ and another line is RS, okay, they intersect at a point X, okay. Now here you have got a shape of X, yes or no, or let mark this one as O. They have made this kind of one situation. In this kind of situation, you may have noticed that it had made four angles. If I am marking them like that, one, this one is two, this one is three, and that one is four. That angles, they have a particular kind of relation. Let's come to that one. Like the relation between 1 and 3 and another pair, that is 2 and 4. They are exactly equal in measure. Here that angle 1 equal to angle 3. Yes, and angle 2, that is equal to angle 4. And that relation, what is the relation between these two and that two? The relation between these two and these two, they are called vertically opposite angles. Their relation is, they are vertically opposite angle. You see, they are opposite to each other. They are not at all adjacent. They are not at all adjacent. They have a common vertex, and but they don't have any common arm. Yes. So here you can see that they are sharing a common vertex, but as these two lines intersect each other, that angles are forming here, that angle 1 and 3, they are equal, and the relation between them is vertically opposite. They are lying in just opposite to one another, and always their measure will be equal. Okay, let's come to some questions, given in your, try this in your book from NCERT. Let's come to that questions. In this situation, first you go through the question, what has been given. Two intersecting lines are there and they have intersected in a point where it formed four angles, but here we have marked only three. This is the first one, angle 1, it is angle 2 and it is angle 3. Here the measure of angle 1 has been given 30 degree. This angle, it is 30 degree. And you have asked to find out the measure of angle 2 and angle 3. Okay, here we will apply two situations. First one, as already now only we have discussed about the vertically opposite angles. Now you can tell me which angle is vertically opposite to angle 1. Yes, that is that just opposite of angle 1 is angle 3 here. You see that angle 1 and angle 3, they are vertically opposite. So what we can write here, in first condition we can write angle 1 equal to angle 3. So therefore measure of angle 3 will be equal to angle 1, that is equal to 30 degree. Yes, we have got this one. Now come to the second situation how we can find out the measure of angle 2. Okay, now you can see angle 2 and angle 3, they are lying side by side, they are adjacent and they are lying on a same straight line. See, you see it carefully, they are lying on a same straight line. So that means the sum of angle 2 and angle 3, it makes a straight line. That means that is equal to 180 degree. So in second case, what we can write, angle 2 plus angle 3, that is equal to 180 degree. They are linear pair. Why? Because what is the condition? They are linear pair. Okay, so already we know the measure of angle 3. So what will be angle 2? Angle 2 equal to 180 degree minus 30 degree. That is equal to how much you are getting? That is equal to 150 degree. See, so in this way we can find out. So what are the properties we have applied here from the angles? Here in first case we have taken vertically opposite one, that we for finding out that measure of angle 3. Now after getting the measure of angle 3, what we are going for? We are looking for that angle 2. And how can we get this one? See, here it is clearly visible that angle 2 and angle 3, but in together, they are making a straight line. That means their measure is 180 degree. So the relation between angle 2 and angle 3, that is their linear pair. So by that we have find out that measure of angle 2, which one we have got 150 degree. Let's come with some different kind of questions where we can find out the complementary and supplementary. Here I have drawn two diagrams and you have asked to find out which one is showing that two angles are adjacent and why that another one is not adjacent. Okay, let's come to that condition. Let's come with question that bit 1. Here you can see that two angles has been given, angle 1 and angle 2. And here you have noticed that they are sharing the common vertex. This is the common vertex. First condition is over. Then second condition is another common arm. That ray, that is the common arm they have. Second condition is fulfilled. Third condition, what it was, that non-common arms should be extended to opposite direction. See, one extended to this side, another one extended to that side. So I can say that which one, they are adjacent. But they are adjacent angles. That angle 1 and 2 are adjacent. Okay, let's come to the second situation what has been given. Okay, see. Here, this arm, what I have extended up to that. Here you can see it is common. This angle also have this arm and that angle also have that. Angle 1 and angle 2, both of them have this arm. Yes. Then, second thing, that another non-common sides, non-common arms, they are extended in different direction. This one, this is the another non-common side and this is the another one. Both of them have extended to different direction. Yes, that condition also fulfilled. But what was the first condition to be adjacent? The first condition was that vertex should be common. Do they have common vertex? See, angle 2, this is the vertex of angle 2 and vertex of angle 1 is here. Are they lying on the same point? No. So, in second case, why they are non-adjacent? Because in second bit, the vertex, only by that one point, that vertex is not common to angle 1 and angle 2. So, they are not adjacent. Okay, so I hope you can solve the rest of the questions. So, go for the exercise. We will meet again.